When you look at the crowds today, you have maybe 5,000 to 6,000 people here. On the streets yesterday, 1 million people, 1 million Iranians in the street for the Ayatollah Khomeini. Does that not give you concern? Does that not make you afraid?
Because they are afraid, yeah, that's right. And most of the people don't say anything because they are afraid. And they are in silence, you know, they don't say anything.
Is this the silent majority of Iran out here now?
Yes, that's right.
Do you want the Shah to return?
Yes, Shah, return to the country.
What about you, Shah? Why do you want the Shah? Why does she want the Shah?
ما شاه میخوایم ما بیچاره این
شادی کشتنش حلاله کجای قرآن گفته.
"47 years we've been bleeding in the dark, under the shadow of the Islamic regime, with a stone-cold heart. They silenced our voices, they turned off our light. 58 days without internet, but we still fought the night. Our children took the streets, they raised their empty hands, and the world looked away. Do you understand? Do you know Europe? Do you know what's been done? Do you know Europe? 42,000 souls are gone, killed in 2 days by a regime drenched in blood. Do you know Europe? that's all it took. Mothers and fathers and sons, did you even look? We stand with Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, our hope and voice. Millions behind him marching, he is our only choice. He only fights for freedom, democracy and human rights. But you mock him in your chambers while he fights for our lives, to pull us out of this darkness, this century-long night, while you sign deals with our killers and call it diplomatic right. Do you know Europe? Do you know what's been done? Do you know Europe? They hang 60-40 souls one by one, hanged within 4 months by a regime drenched in blood. Do you know Europe? Or have you just given up? Do you know Europe? Do you feel anything at all? Or did something break inside you while Iran answered the call? Do you know Europe? What happened to you, Europe? What made you so cold? What turned your heart to stone while our story went untold? Is oil worth more than blood? Is silence worth the shame? Because while you negotiate with murderers, we are dying, calling your name. Do you know Europe? Do you know what's been done? Do you know Europe? 42,000 souls are gone, killed in 2 days by a regime drenched in blood. Do you know Europe? Or have you just given up? Do you know Europe? We are still here, we are still strong. Do you know Europe? How much longer? How much longer? How long? Do you know Europe?
To all of our friends around the world, under the yoke of the Islamic Republic, Iran is identified in your minds with terrorism, extremism, and poverty. The real Iran is a different Iran, a beautiful, peace-loving, and flourishing Iran. It is the Iran that existed before the Islamic Republic, and it is the Iran that will rise again from its ashes the day the Islamic Republic falls. So let me be clear about how a free Iran will act toward its neighbors and the world after the fall of this regime. In security and foreign policy, Iran's nuclear military program will end. Support for terrorist groups will cease immediately. A free Iran will work with regional and global partners to confront terrorism, organized crime, drug trafficking, and extremist Islamism. Iran will act as a friend and a stabilizing force in the region, and it will be a responsible partner in global security. In diplomacy, relations with the United States will be normalized, and our friendship with America and her people will be restored. The State of Israel will be recognized immediately. We will pursue the expansion of the Abraham Accords into the Cyrus Accords, bringing together a free Iran, Israel, and the Arab world. A new chapter will begin, grounded in mutual recognition, sovereignty, and national interest. In energy, Iran holds some of the largest oil and gas reserves in the world. A free Iran will become a reliable energy supplier to the free world. Policymaking will be transparent. Iran's actions will be responsible. Prices will be predictable. In transparency and governance, Iran will adopt and enforce international standards. Money laundering will be confronted. Organized corruption will be dismantled. Public institutions will answer to the people. In the economy, Iran is one of the world's last great untapped markets. Our population is educated, modern, with a diaspora that connects it to the four corners of the world. A democratic Iran will open its economy to trade, investment, and innovation, and Iran will seek to invest in the world. Opportunity will replace isolation. This is not an abstract vision. It is a practical one, grounded in national interest, stability, and cooperation. To achieve this, now is the time to stand with the Iranian people. The fall of the Islamic Republic and the establishment of a secular, democratic government in Iran will not only restore dignity to my people, it will benefit the region and the world. A free Iran will be a force for peace, for prosperity, and for partnership.
وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته این قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته این قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه روبروم یه واژه یه هدف به نام انتقامه پشت سرم دعای مادر و تو دستم تفنگ بابامه. رو زبونم اسم شاه بگین عشق بی انتهاست. هر جا اسم ایران اومد اونجا صدای بچه رضاست. فردا می نویسن تو کتاب قصه دیمار. بگو با تیر جنگی کشتن بچه های بیگناه رو. بگو از بخت مادرها شیر زنا و دخترامون. بگو تنها شهید شدیم تا تنها نمونه شامون. وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست. همه خسته این قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست. روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما. سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه. وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست. همه خسته این قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست. روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما. سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه. وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست. همه خسته این قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست. روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما. سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه.
سلام من به تو یار قدیمی. منم همون هوادار قدیم.
سید سلام چطوری مرد کلی کتلت شدین دایی بدون مدرک. سلام بسیجی قهرمان رفتی پیش توسی با پنیر و یه نون سنگک. سلام به محفل قرآنیتون. سلام به مدیرای بحرانیتون. سلام به حاجی اکبر و طوله هاش و خارج و رفقای ارگانیتون. سلام به دزدای پول ملت که تش میفتین توی تور ملت. سلام به همه شما کرکسایی که دارین نونتون رو میزنین تو خون ملت. ساکتش زیر دست و پاک و تک بخورین حالا هی به یه بادکنک بدوین. سلام آخر تو زندان باشه وقتی قرار به این آب خنک بخورین. مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا. ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا. مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا. ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا. اینو بگذاریم به خاک میرسیم. تجزیه طلبی که به خاک بیرسیم. ایران مردمش وطن پرستن از کرد تا بلوچ بری به فاک میرسی. توف به هر چی مرسی است. توف به هر کی در پی تجزیه است. توف به لوی و همونی که شیفته ی گل ملیگرا تو وطن خدا نفسی هست. سر کردستان همه برپا شدن. بلوچستان فدای مهسا شدن. شم واحد که شیر و خورشید ما بقی جعلی ها تنها شدن. شادی باشه واسه همه در میهن کور بشه چه شهر چی اهریمن. رخه رو بگی تا اون 6 کلاس سواد و خبرگان و مجد سری ترجیحن. شبهای عروس و دامادی باشه برن سلامتی نوش کنن آبادی باشه. مقصد کجاست میدون شهیاده به سمت اتوبان آزادی باشه. سلام به نسل ندید پدیدا نبودیم ندیدیم قدیمتی ما. شاه بود تو شادی کل میزدین حالا شاه بر میگرده پیک میزنین. مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا. ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا. مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا. ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا. مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا. ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا.
فاهنگ به این خوشگلی با نوایده بود. اسم این عشقانه رو توش بیاریم ولی خب لازم بود دیگه فکر کنم. با نوایده
Let's go. میخوام بگم از دلم، از عشق به این میهنم، به امید روز شکست دشمن شاه برمیگرده به وطن. برگشتن پهلوی وحشت هر اجنبی، بلند بگو همشهری شاه رضا پهلوی. نظام رسیده پرتگاه، بلند بگو جاوید شاه. برگشت شاه به میهن، دوای درد وطن. این آخرین نبرده، پهلوی برمیگرده. داره میاد پهلوی، زجه بزن سید علی. راه نجات وطن، پهلوی هموطن. ایران میشه گلستان، شاه که بیاد به ایران. ایران که شاه نداره، حساب کتاب نداره. آخون باید گم بشه، توپ تانک فشفشه. گم شو بیرون اجنبی، داره میاد پهلوی. فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. ما شاه میخوایم نه ملا، بذار بشنوه دنیا. ایرانی داد بزن، شاه تو فریاد بزن. برگشتن پهلوی وحشت هر اجنبی، بلند بگو هموطن. شاه رضا پهلوی، فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. بلند بگو جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. بلند بگو جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه.
Look at us here today. We see so many flags representing so many nations. We know we are not alone, and we thank you for being with us. For all people around the world who stand today in unity with the Iranian people, this is not just because it's good for us, and you do it out of compassion and care for our rights to liberty and justice and equality and human rights. But understand that it is in your best interest too, to have, unlike this regime that has been propagating terror and radicalism, we the people of Iran are peacemakers and not warmongers. We like to be friends, especially with the free world. We'd like to be able to have the best neighborly relationship with the people of our area and the region, with the Arab countries, with Israel, and all our other neighbors. We are fighting for justice, we're fighting for human rights, we are fighting for liberty, we're fighting to put an end to all sorts of discrimination. Because as an Iranian, I stand here to tell you that I've dedicated 47 years of my life because I think that my country deserves far better than what we have right now. To now understand that their best remedy is to support the people of Iran, because ultimately a free Iran will be your best partner, not just to bring stability and peace, but it will be in your best economic interest and opportunities. Together we can prosper again, and the world will be so different once the Iranian people are free. I am here to guarantee a transition to secular democratic future. I am committed to be that leader of transition for you, so we can one day have the final opportunity to decide the fate of our country through a democratic, transparent process, through the ballot box and free elections. And let's make sure that this time, especially the free nations of this world and their governments, stand on the right side of history.
Well, Durud Patriots, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to day 208 of Iran Revolution Live. And boy, do we have a show for you. As always, let me know where you are tuning in from. Always interested to know how big and global our international community of patriots is. And of course, if you're watching in the or if you're part of the rewatch crew, as you guys call yourselves now, if you're part of Goldie's rewatch crew, let me know in the video description below. Oh my gosh, look at this, Finland! Wow! Wait, how do you say hello in Finland? It's, let's see. Hey, okay, oh, so it's just like Sweden. So hello in Finnish is hey or moi. So hey, there you go. Durud, everyone. Especially, wow, guys, shout out for Finland. Finland in the house. Belize, oh my gosh, look at that. Guys, like, we're literally international. Look at this. Look at this. Of course, all of our American friends and allies are here. Shout out to all the Americans. Germany. Gosh, I knew how to say hello in German. Now I forgot. I know Guten Tag, which is thank you, I think. Wait, I'm going to remember this. Oh, it's just hello. It's just hello. The only German I know, unfortunately, or fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you view them, are Rammstein lyrics. So I know du hast mich gefragt und ich hab nicht gestarrt or something. Anyways, and I know the word for angel in German. It's Engel. There you go. Oh my gosh, Canada. Canada is in the house. Alberta. Wow, there we go. Love that. Welcome. Sweden. Bavaria. Oh, of course, we have our wonderful viewers from Iran. Durud be hameh shoma. Love that. So we truly are a global, international community. And, for all of my, Iranian friends and viewers who are watching, I absolutely am always thrilled when everyone else lets us know where they are tuning in from, because it makes us feel a little bit less alone, right? Because the Islamic regime, they want Iranians to be isolated. So I love how everyone always tells me where they're tuning. No, Guten Tag is not thank you. Sorry, what's Guten Tag? Sorry guys, my German is not, oh, it's Danke. Danke. So wait, what's Guten Tag? I can't remember now. Danke, you're right. Dankeschön. Oh, Guten Tag is good day. There you go. Guten Tag is good day, but thank you is Dankeschön. There we go. I should have remembered that. But all right, guys. See, Goldie is not always right when it comes to different languages, or the words in different languages. Goldie is always right when it comes to geopolitical analysis, but not the various languages. So thank you, all of you guys, for educating me on the various languages. There you go. But yeah, guys, it's super amazing to see, everyone commenting where they're from. Makes my day. I know all the Iranians watching, especially those inside of occupied Iran, appreciate it very much, because it lets us know that we're not alone, and it lets us know that our fight is not forgotten. So thank you, everyone, for that. Okay, so we are going to get started, and just a quick reminder, Iran Revolution Live is specifically about the Iranian people and our fight for freedom against the Islamic regime, the Muslim Nazi occupation, the Tazis. When it comes to the current geopolitical situation with, President Trump and Israel versus the Islamic regime, I speak about that on the Goldie Show, which is my broader geopolitical live stream commentary analysis. So I will be speaking about all of that later tonight as well on tonight's Saturday evening edition of the Goldie Show. But here, Iran Revolution Live focuses specifically on the Iranian people and our fight. So let's start with this post from His Royal Highness Reza Pahlavi. I'm just going to remove the chat stream here so that I can share the message with you. So, the Islamic regime in Iran's continued use of state executions is not a sign of strength. And remember, guys, I've been saying this. So, in the various news interviews that I've had, whether it's on, Newsmax or One America News or News Nation or, sometimes even on Fox News Business, I've always said that the executions are not a sign of strength. It's a sign of desperation and weakness. The closer the Islamic regime gets to collapse, the more they are going to freak out and start executing more people. It's just a horrific reality. The Muslim Nazis occupying Iran have said time and time again that if push comes to shove and they know that they are going to be taken down, they're going to go scorched earth. So not only are they going to destroy Iran, but they're also going to destroy our future generations. And that's exactly what is happening right now. So the Islamic regime is desperate. They are speeding up executions. They're murdering Iranians, hoping that this will somehow prevent Iranian people from rising up. Because remember, the Islamic regime, they're not afraid of the United States or Israel. The Islamic regime is afraid of the Iranian people. Because Israel and the United States, they're not the ones responsible for regime change. The Iranian people are. So the Islamic regime is not afraid of the United States and Israel because the Islamic regime views success through the lens of survival. So the very fact that right now the Islamic regime is still around and the IRGC is still around, they view that as a success. They view that as a victory, right? Because in their weird jihadi ideology, victory isn't actually winning a war. Victory is survival, because if they survive, that means that's one more day that they can export their jihad and their Islamic caliphate around the world. So even though Khamenei, Khabar Margesh, is dead, Khamenei is the supreme dictator, he's dead. All of their top IRGC commanders are dead. The second layer of leadership is dead. Half of the third layer is dead. The army's gone. The military, the Navy, Air Force, all of that is just completely gone. The Islamic regime is still claiming that they are victorious, right? And they are successful against the great Satan, the United States, because they are still around, because they have survived. And so that's why they only fear the Iranian people, because they know that they are illegitimate. They know that the Iranian people don't want them. They know that the Iranian people have tried numerous times to rise up peacefully. Remember, on January 8 and 9, when Iranians rose up, it was a peaceful movement. And the Islamic regime brought in their terrorist proxy forces. They brought in their Basij. They brought in the Islamic police. And they mass murdered over 54,000 innocent unarmed Iranians. Now, guys, the number is actually much higher than 54,000. 54,000 is just what's been confirmed right now. But I guarantee you guys, the number is much higher, and I've spoken about that before. But yeah, so this is why they're speeding up executions. So His Royal Highness, through his official comms account, Reza Pahlavi II, Shah of Iran, some people call him the Crown Prince, but either way, he is the leader of Iran's National Lion and Sun Revolution, and the only opposition leader that has the trust of 90% of Iranians. So through his comms account, he says, the Islamic regime in Iran's continued use of state executions is not a sign of strength. A regime that must resort to the gallows to survive is a regime that is frightened, illegitimate, and increasingly vulnerable. Omid Behzad and Puria Safvat were two more young Iranians executed by the regime on August 3. Their struggle does not end with their deaths. The fight for a free Iran continues. So I mentioned them yesterday, but these are two young Iranian men who were murdered by the Islamic regime for the crime of wanting to live in a free and democratic society. And you know, if you want to live in a free and democratic society, that's considered waging war against Allah, right? Like in their book, the Quran. Anyone who wages war against Allah must be executed. So just remember that, right? Like this is their religion. This is literally in their book, okay? I'm not making this up. The Islamic regime, the Muslim Nazis who are murdering Iranians, are murdering them because they are claiming that they are muharebe, which means waging war against Allah. So keep that in mind when you see certain people in your countries, and these, you know, people are, you know, they're saying, oh, respect Sharia law, blah, 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 Islamophobia. Yeah, this is what happens, like this right here. This is what happens when you allow Sharia law to take over your country. This is what happens. Once they become a critical mass, they take over, and then anyone who speaks out against it and says, no, I don't want to live under Islam, I just want to live a regular, normal life, they're hanged. They're hanged because in Islam, Muslims are encouraged to murder anyone who speaks out against Islam. So, yeah, there you go. That's one of the first news. And okay, I already shared this one. Let's see. Okay, no, this is new. So guys, I believe, so yesterday I shared a video of His Royal Highness Reza Pahlavi, the Crown Prince, the Shah of Iran, meeting with Iranian doctors from around the world. So this is, I already shared the initial video. The initial video was of the doctors who were speaking. Now this is part 2. So this is another clip of that meeting that His Royal Highness is having. Now, of course, this is all in Persian, so you're gonna have to follow along with the subtitles. I apologize to people who are tuning in and just listening. You'll have to go back and read the subtitles. I can't read the whole thing. It's 2 minutes and 40 seconds long, so I'll just play it.
ببینید، من سعی کردم در عمل نشون بدم که این همبستگی ملی واقعا میتونه شکل بگیره و هیچ ربطی به سابقه افرادی که دیروز چه میگفتن یا چه باور داشتن نداره. من کاری ندارم کی دیروز اصلاح طلب بود، حتی کی دیروز مخالف نظام پیشین بود. خیلی از دوستان سیاسیمون که اون زمان جزو چپترین چپ ها بودن، مارکسیست بودن، نمیدونم توده‌ای بودن، نمیدونم فدایی خلق بودن، اکنون به جلو گذاشتن در یک مسیر آینده. سوسیالیسم در جاشه. فردا می حزب سوسیالیست در ایران تلاش رو بکنه، مربوط میشه به کار سیاسی. ولی در عمل داریم نشون میدیم که ما با یک دید آینده نگر داریم وارد میشیم و اون کوله بارها و اضافه باری که یه همچنان یدک میکشن رو به گردن نمیگیریم. من فکر کنم نسلی که در 18 و 19 تیر جوانه مملکت که رفتن جان دادن، اولین چیزی که توقع دارن اتحاد در مبارزه بر علیه این حکومت جنایت کاره که مصیبت اصلی رو باعث شده. امروز دغدغش خیلی بیشتر نیروهای نیابتیش در لبنان و حزب الله است تا مردم خوزستان یا بلوچستان، و در واقع حاضرن حتی اون عناصر رو بیارن برای سرکوب همون بچه‌ها که تو خیابون جون دادن. این یک انتظاری است که از همه ما دارن و فکر نمی‌کنم که مشکلی داشته باشم با این. هر کسی هم که هنوز به قول معروف درگیر اون مسئله گذشته است، ذهنش و باورش بر اساس اون چیزی که اصول توافق همکاری ما میتونه باشه ممکنه نباشه. من رو باز یادآوری میکنم برای دوستان، حتما شنیدید 4 اصل کلیدی است که به نظر من سر اون ما میتونیم در بخش سیاسیش توافق داشته باشیم. تمامیت ارضی ایران هست، جدای دین از حکومت هستش، برابری تمام شهروندان در مقابل قانون و آزادی‌های فردی و نهایتاً شکل تعیین وضع سیاسی آینده مملکت به دست یک پروسس دموکراتیک و صندوق رای.
Okay, no, this part is actually really important. So let me just go back and read what he's saying, okay? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna read the whole thing. So let me just I'll finish the video and then I'm gonna go back and read the entire thing.
من سر اون ما میتونیم در بخش سیاسیش توافق داشته باشیم. تمامیت ارضی ایران هست، جدای دین از حکومت هستش، برابری تمام شهروندان در مقابل قانون و آزادی‌های فردی و نهایتاً شکل تعیین وضع سیاسی آینده مملکت به دست یک پروسس دموکراتیک و صندوق رای. این به نظر من حداقل اصولی است که از هر گرایش فکری و حزبی هم که باشیم اگه بتونیم سر این توافق داشته باشیم راه برای باز هستش که همه زیر این چتر جمع بشن و با هم همکاری بکنن. مبنا اینه و فکر کنم اکثریت جامعه پذیراست و خواهان این هست. یه عده در حاشیه خب رادیکال‌ترن، برخورد منفی دارن، ولی خوشبختانه تعدادشون خیلی کمه. اکثریت با این جهت پیش میره.
Okay, so let me go back and let me read what His Royal Highness was saying here. Oops. Okay. So he says, look, I have tried to demonstrate in practice that this kind of national unity can genuinely take shape and that it has nothing to do with people's backgrounds, what they said yesterday or what they once believed. I don't care who was a reformist yesterday or even who opposed the previous system. By the previous system, he's referring to his father, right? So he's saying, I don't care, who opposed the constitutional monarchy, okay? That's what he means by the previous system. Then he says, many of our political friends who, at the time, were on the far left, Marxists, members of the Tudeh party. Guys, I've spoken about the Tudeh party in my documentary watch streams where we talk about what led to the 1979 Islamic coup d'etat. And the Tudeh party was literally founded and funded by Russia, by the Soviets at the time, right? So the Tudeh party is literally a communist party created by the Russians to infiltrate Iran and to try and bring Iran under the Iron Curtain. Because keep in mind, right? Keep in mind, Iran. Let me just share this. Images. So, what's going on here? Let me find a good one. Let me get a map. Actually, let me get a map of the USSR. Come on. Where can I find like my regular map? Sorry. Why can I not find a good one? What's happening here? Sorry guys. I'm just finding a whole bunch of like random like communist maps that don't actually mean anything, right? Like it's just a bunch of like socialists are making these weird maps and it's taken over it's taken over okay, here we go. This is the one. This is the one. so weird. Okay, I need to bookmark this page. Let me just bookmark this so that I never lose it again. Okay, so this is the Soviet Union, okay? And this is Iran, okay? So as you can see, the Soviets, like the communists, were bordering Iran on both sides of the Caspian Sea, and they were trying to bring Iran under the Iron Curtain. So one of the ways to do that was the Soviets created the Tudeh Party. That's spelled Tudeh. And the Tudeh Party was basically a Soviet project to try and infiltrate Iran, promote communism, and bring Iran under the Iron Curtain of the USSR at the time. So the Shah, of course, that's why he banned communism in the 1960s and 70s. He banned communism because communism was literally the tool being used by the Soviets to try and infiltrate Iran. Now, at the time when the Shah banned communism, that's when people accused him of being, oh, he's a dictator, there's no political freedom, blah, 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 which is literally, right, like it's absolutely insane. But as we all know today, communism is the biggest threat to nationalism and the integrity of a country. I mean, look at the communist threat in the United States right now, right? And there are many European countries. I think Czech Republic is one of the most recent ones. Czech Republic just recently banned communism, right? They banned communism. Yeah, the Tudeh Party that the Shah is speaking about here in this video, right? So the Tudeh Party were also responsible for the 1979 Islamic coup d'etat because it was the unholy alliance of the red and the black. Red being communism, socialism, Marxism, the woke left, and then black, of course, being Islam. So the Shah says many of our political friends who at the time were on the far left, they were Marxists or members of the Tudeh Party, or the Fadayin Khalq, that's another terrorist jihadi group, have now stepped forward toward a shared future. Socialism has its place. I mean, I disagree, but that's fine. Tomorrow, if someone wants to establish a socialist party in Iran and pursue their political agenda, that belongs in the political arena. Now, I want to clarify this statement, okay? Because a lot of people, I don't think, might not understand the nuance of what he's saying, okay? Remember, the Shah of Iran, he has made it very clear that he is apolitical, okay? So he's an apolitical figure, and his role in all of this is basically to free Iran from the Islamic occupation and to oversee the transition of Iran from a totalitarian authoritarian dictatorship to a functioning modern democratic secular society. So that's why he is saying socialism has its place. He's not saying that he agrees with socialism. What he says is that tomorrow, if someone wants to establish a socialist party in Iran and pursue their political agenda, that belongs in the political arena. Okay, so what he's basically saying is that, in a future free Iran, an Iran that is free and democratic, and everyone can say what they want to say, right? If a bunch of socialists want to come and create some sort of socialist party, then that will have to be debated by the Iranian people within the political arena, right? So he's not endorsing it, but what he's saying is that, for example, if Iranians want to ban communism or socialism, right? Which I certainly want to do. He's like, that's up to the political arena, right? So what he's saying is that that decision will have to be made by the Iranian people, right? So he's not going to come and just ban things, right? He's not just going to come and say outright, like, this is banned or this or that is banned. He's like, that's all up for debate in the political arena. And that's actually a very, very intelligent way of dealing with the problem. Because what I can tell you is that we Iranians, we are done with socialism, we're done with communism, we're done with Marxism, we're done with all of that, right? So I can guarantee you that in a free Iran, when, you know, like the day after, when the Islamic regime is overthrown and, you know, we're building up our, you know, democratic system, and, you know, there's gonna, you know, people are gonna create political parties and all of that stuff, right? I guarantee you, anyone who tries to create like a political party to advance the causes of socialism, it's not gonna last. Like, you know, after dealing with these Muslim Nazis and their communist friends for the last 47 years, the Iranian nation has like zero tolerance and zero patience for communism or socialism or anything like that. But this is really important, right? So the Shah is saying that that decision belongs in the political arena, okay? So that's important to remember there. So this isn't like an endorsement of anything. Basically, what he's saying is that he is committed to democracy, and he's committed to freedom of speech, and he's committed to, you know, people fighting out their political battles, you know, on in the political arena, right? And listen, I fully and wholeheartedly agree with that, because here's the thing. If we just come out and ban communism and socialism right away, then the communists and socialists will be like, oh, they never gave us a chance. They never gave us a chance, right? But if, you know, they're given an opportunity to make their case, but then let's say the Iranian people, let's say, you know, they decide to have a referendum, you know, should communism be banned, right? And it's just like a national referendum. And if the vast majority of people say, you know, yes, but we should ban communism, well, then the communists can't say or do anything, and they can't blame the Shah for that, right? They can't say anymore that, oh, the Shah of Iran banned us. No, it wasn't the Shah, it was the Iranian people that, you know, banned communism because you're a traitor, and we don't want you in our country, so, I don't know, go to North Korea or wherever and leave us alone, right? So that's what he says. That's what he means here when he says socialism has its place, right? That place, I mean, the way that, you know, socialism does have a place, and I believe that the place of socialism is in the garbage can, right? Like, it's a garbage ideology, it belongs in the garbage. But, right, it does have a place, and so that's why he says, socialism has its place. Tomorrow, if someone wants to establish a socialist party in Iran and pursue their political agenda, that belongs in the political arena. Guys, I'm telling you right now, mark my words. If someone, right, like after everything that we Iranians have gone through, if someone, you know, the day after Iran is free, bookmark this, save this clip. If someone decides to establish or create some sort of socialist party of Iran, I will literally drop everything that I'm doing and go to Iran, and I will create the constitutional monarchist party of Iran or something, right? Just to counter that socialist party. And I will put that socialist party in the trash where they belong, right? Because that's what I can do in the political arena. And I have a lot of experience in politics, as all of you guys know. In fact, I kind of have like the upper hand on a lot of these Iranians who want to like create these socialist or communist parties, right? But yeah, the day that some weird leftist freak decides to go to Iran and create the socialist party or whatever, I will be right there, and I will create a party for the sole purpose of pushing forward and asking for a national referendum to ban socialism and ban communism. There you go. There you go. I'm literally call it like the I don't know, what will I call it? I know I said the Constitutional Monarchist Party. No, I'm gonna call it the No to Communism and Socialism in Iran Party or something like that, right? Just so I can put them in their place, because that's where we have to fight out ideas in the political arena. So there you go. So, okay, I said that part. Let's continue. So he says, tomorrow, if someone wants to establish a socialist party in Iran and pursue their political agenda, that belongs in the political arena. And I agree. And in the political arena, I can go and, destroy them. But then he continues. He says, but what we are demonstrating in practice is that we are approaching this with a forward-looking vision, and that's important. We are not going to shoulder all the historical baggage that some people continue to carry with them. I think the first thing the generation of young Iranians who went into the streets on January 8 and 9 and gave their lives expects from us is unity in the struggle against this criminal regime, which is the source of this catastrophe. Today, this regime, the Islamic regime, is more concerned with its proxy forces in Lebanon and Hezbollah than it is with the people of Khuzestan or Baluchistan. Guys, remember, so if I bring up the map of provinces of Iran, okay, so here's the map of provinces of Iran. What is this? What's going on? Sorry, guys. Okay, so Khuzestan is here, and Baluchistan is here. So the province is called Sistan and Baluchistan, and Khuzestan is here. So he's kind of giving kind of like the whole spectrum, right? So he continues. He says, today this regime is more concerned with its proxy forces in Lebanon and Hezbollah than it is with the people of Khuzestan or Baluchistan. It is even prepared to bring those elements into Iran to suppress the very young people who have given their lives in the streets. That creates an expectation of all of us, and I don't think the Iranian people have a problem with this approach. Anyone who is still caught up in the disputes of the past may simply not share the principles that can form the basis of our cooperation. Let me reiterate them. There are 4 key principles that I believe we can agree upon politically, and they are, number 1, Iran's territorial integrity, number 2, the separation of religion and state, number 3, equality of all citizens before the law and individual liberties, and 4, determining the country's future political system through a democratic process and the ballot box. In my view, these are the minimum principles upon which we should be able to agree, regardless of our political or ideological tendencies. If we can agree on these principles, then the door is open for everyone to come together. Everyone to come together under this broad umbrella and work alongside one another. That is the foundation, and I believe the majority of Iranian society accepts it and wants it. There are some on the fringes who are more radical and take a negative approach, but fortunately they are very few. The majority is moving in this direction. So there you go. That's a part of the conversation that His Royal Highness, the Shah of Iran, he had with the Patriotic Iranian Doctors Association, where he emphasized the necessity of national solidarity and forward thinking, stating that the criterion for judging individuals is not their past political history, but rather the role they play today for the freedom and future of Iran. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share with you when it comes to His Royal Highness. And of course, I always enjoy starting Iran Revolution Live by going to His Royal Highness. But now we're going to turn to the Durkas, guys. Yep. Oh my gosh. Whoa, what is... Wow, okay, I was not prepared for this link. Oh my gosh. Okay, wow. So, I don't even know how to describe this video that I'm going to share with you guys. So I'm just going to go ahead and share it. I'm just going to go ahead and share it. So apparently the Durkas have made this weird looking puppet that's supposed to be President Trump, and his feet are covered by the flag of Israel. And then they're like putting some leaves or something in his face. But what's really weird is that this doesn't actually look like President Trump. You know who this looks like? Oh my gosh. Guys, you know who this looks like? No. No, guys, you know this, you know who this looks like? This is terrible. Oh man. Like, as soon as I saw the puppet, this is what I thought of. This is what I thought of. Wait. No, not Boris Johnson. I mean, he does kind of look like Boris Johnson, but oh wait, let me find like a good quality picture of him. Guys, it just totally reminded me of Harry from Dumb and Dumber. You know this character in Dumb and Dumber? The puppet, like, as soon as I saw that weird jihadi puppet, it literally reminded me, I was like, what is this, Harry from Dumb and Dumber? Come on, you guys see the resemblance. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this one. And then... look at this. By the way, yeah, Daniel, I agree. Daniel, I totally agree. Dumb and Dumber is literally like one of my favorite comedies of all time. It's like a family favorite. So at least once a year, my family and I, we get together and we watch Dumb and Dumber. Usually over the Christmas holidays or something. But yeah, Dumb and Dumber is a fantastic movie. Never gets old. Never gets old. Like, it's just the funniest movie in the world. But yeah, like this weird jihadi puppet kind of looks like... Anyways, I don't know what they're doing here. And then, you know, they're holding a picture of their like dead dictator, and then, you know, the guy has his, you know, typical like Palestinian terrorist scarf, right? And like, what is he like putting nettles over like President Trump's face? Like I don't honestly, like, guys, welcome to Durka mentality. I literally have no idea why they are like this or why they do this, right? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand their reasoning or why they think this is okay. But keep in mind, this is important to share with you guys, because this is why we Iranians say that you can't negotiate with the Islamic regime. You can't make a deal with them, right? Like, these are people, like, I shouldn't say people, these are things who literally believe that they have the Allah-given responsibility to eradicate President Trump and the United States and Israel, right? So no, they're not supporting Israel. This is, for some reason, this weird effigy of President Trump, his feet are covered by the flag of Israel. I think probably what happened here is that whoever was making this weird puppet, they probably just, I don't know, maybe they got tired or lazy and didn't know how to like attach shoes. So they just covered his feet with like a flag of Israel. It's literally the weirdest thing ever. Like all I can say is what in the Allahu Akbar jihad is going on here right now because I don't know. I don't know. So weird. So weird, right? And then the guy is singing about like Islam. Right? So there you go. You know, just Muslim things, right? This is what the Muslims do. And then, oh, but if you call it out, you're Islamophobic, right? Okay, sure. Anyways. So I want to share, I spoke about this briefly a little bit, but I want to share this again. So this is the video. Remember, guys, I mentioned a few nights ago on my evening edition of the Goldie Show that Pizishkian, remember, guys, if we go to our Boom Boom Jihad bingo sheet, our Boom Boom Durka Jihadi bingo sheet here, Pizishkian is the president, so-called president. He's like the puppet president of the Islamic regime. Remember, it's a totalitarian system. So these titles are meaningless, right? So, you know, president, parliamentary speaker, you know, whatever, it's all irrelevant, right? They're all part of the same Muslim Nazi totalitarian system. Anyway, so now Pizishkian, because remember, Pizishkian signed the MOU with the Great Satan. So there are, you know, various supporters of the Islamic regime who are calling for Pizishkian's head because they view him as a traitor. Okay, so you know the game of Durka, right? It's like Game of Thrones, but it's a game of Durka instead, and the infighting is continuing, and so Pizishkian is now terrified for his life, right? He's legitimately worried about being erased, let's say, somehow. Not that any of us really care, right? Because he's just as terrible as the rest of them. But, you know, in order to try and curry favor with those who are now calling for his head because he signed an MOU with the Great Satan, he's now claiming that the death toll is much lower than what it actually is. And remember, the death toll, that's the death toll of Iranians murdered by the Islamic regime, which we know is already over 54,000. Guys, the number is probably close to 100,000, if not even more than that. Oh, no. So someone's like, he has got no beard. No, he has facial hair. He just shaves it. He shaves his facial hair because he's not a turban head, right? So this isn't a Rafsanjani Kuse situation. He has a beard. Like I can see his stubble. It's not like Rafsanjani where he can't grow it. But okay. Anyways, oh wait, someone's like, okay, I am Marie. I know what the name of the actor is. Okay, that's not the point. I know what the name of the actor is. I specifically didn't say that he looks like Jeff Daniels because Jeff Daniels doesn't look like this. This reminded me specifically of the character Harry in the movie Dumb and Dumber. This does not remind me of Jeff Daniels. There's a difference there. Jeff Daniels does not look like that. That's how Harry looks in the movie Dumb and Dumber. But yeah, guys, if I say like a character over like a person, there's a reason. Like I would never insult Jeff Daniels by comparing him to an effigy of President Trump. Yeah, no, there you go. Yeah. So that's exactly what it is. But I appreciate that. No, like Jeff Daniels, great actor. But I would never insult him by saying that that weird jihadi puppet looks like looks like him. All right, so let's go to Pizishkian. who's calling the Iranian freedom fighters traitors, and then he basically rejects claim of January protest death tolls. Now, the video is subtitled, but I've noticed in the comments, so one person in particular, let's see, I can't remember who it was. Let me find this one particular user because I want to give a shout out to you. Okay, the person is Clarity O. So one of our viewers who is in the live stream right now, there we go. Clarity O. Clarity O mentioned earlier that they are, I don't want to say they because I don't know if you're he or she, I don't want to assume. But Clarity O said that they're on a phone and it's hard to read the subtitles. So Clarity O, for you and everyone else who is watching, and it's difficult to read the subtitles, I will go back and read out the subtitles for you guys, and of course for all of our visually impaired viewers as well. So let me play the video once and then I'll go back and I will translate.
به هیچ وجه آدم از ذهنش نمیتونه خارج کنه که جوانای ما یه تعداد زیادشون فوت کردن، شهید شدن، یه تعدادشون صدمه دیدن، یه تعدادشون یه سری اعضای خودشون رو از دست دادن. خب این خیلی بد بود برای هنوز من اون حادثه رو نمیتونم فراموش کنم. ما نباید به اینجا میرسید کارمون که وقتی دیگه مسئله به این روند شورش تبدیل شد، آدم دوست و دشمن رو دیگه نمیتونه خوب تشخیص بده و روند به جایی میرسه که اتفاقات سختی رخ میده. دیگه ما دیدیم روند اینجوریه، تمام اونایی که شهید شده بودن، فوت کرده بودیم، گفتیم کد ملیشون رو اعلام بکنن. هر کی اضافه داره خب بگه. شما نگاه کنید این آدمایی که تو خارج نشستن، بعد خودشونو دلسوز، خودشونو عالم و گاهن هم قیافه های چنان در حقیقت روشنفکر و دانشمندی نشون میدن که آدم خیال میکنه دیگه واقعا اینجوریه. یه عدد 3000 رقمی رو 40,000 گفتن و بعد مردم رو به تحریک وادار کردن. این نشون میده اینا چقدر نامرد و وطن فروشن.
Oh my god, like guys, the actual gaslighting here is insane. I cannot believe that he just said what he said. Wow. Okay. So, let me go through this. So he's like, so he says, it is impossible to get out of one's mind that many of our young people lost their lives, were martyred. Okay, lost their lives or were martyred. Well, you idiot. You Muslim Nazi traitor. Who, like, what is the reason that young Iranian people were murdered on January 8 and 9? It was you. You did it. It was your totalitarian system, right? And do you see how he doesn't, guys, he doesn't say that they were murdered. He says they lost their lives or they were martyred, okay? How did they lose their lives? What, did 100,000 people just randomly die of a heart attack on January 8 and 9? How did they lose their lives, right? Do you see how the Islamic regime is using language to gaslight and to try and erase history? Like, they're trying to rewrite history. They're trying to whitewash their crimes, right? So he says, many of our young people lost their lives, were martyred. Yeah, that's because of you and your Muslim Nazi dictatorship that literally murdered our young people in the name of your Allah and Islam and Jihad and Quran and Hassan and Hussein and Khabar Marga Hamashun, right? And then he says, some were injured. Oh, really? Some were injured. How were they injured? How? Please tell me. Who injured them? How were they injured? Okay? Guys, this is the Durka jihadi puppet president of the Islamic regime, by the way, right? So when I tell you that a Nazi is a Nazi is a Nazi, this is what I'm talking about. Do you see how they are using language to try and whitewash the crimes of the Islamic regime. They're not saying that the Islamic regime murdered them. He's saying, oh, they lost their lives. Yeah, how did they lose their lives? Guys, this is so infuriating right now, right? So he says some were injured. Yeah, you injured them. And he's like, and some lost parts of their bodies. Yeah, because you injured them. You literally shot them with machine guns with 50 caliber bullets, firing 600 bullets a minute into crowds of thousands. You murdered them, right? And some lost their bodies. And he's like, that was very painful. Really? So do you see, like, this is literally like, imagine like someone who is in like a domestic abuse relationship where their partner beats them, and then the partner is like, this is very painful for me. It hurts me to do this to you, right? That's basically what this means. When he says that was very painful, it's like a domestic abuse situation. How is it painful for you? You're the one who murdered them. You're the one who injured them. You jihadi terrorist, right? And that was painful for you? And then he says, even now, I still cannot forget that incident. Yeah, well, you know what? We can't forget about it either. And by the way, the only reason that you can't forget about that incident, right? See, guys, he's not referring to it as the massacre of Iranians, right? He's not mentioning that they murdered Iranians. He's just calling it that incident, okay? Why? Because again, they're trying to whitewash their own crimes. They know what they did. Right? He's like, I still cannot forget that incident. That's because we won't let you forget the incident. We will never, ever let you forget what happened on January 8 and 9. And the Iranian people have decided that we will continue until we overthrow you, and then you will go to court and answer for your crimes against humanity, right? So no, you cannot forget about that incident. We will not allow you to forget that incident, right? Believe me, the Islamic regime, right? The Islamic regime, they want to forget about the incident. They want to throw it under the rug. They want people to forget that on January 8 and 9, they mass slaughtered over 54,000 innocent unarmed Iranians, men, women, and children, by the way. Children, right? They want the world to forget. They want Iranians to forget. And the reason that they can't forget is because we won't let them, because we will not stop talking about this. And we will talk about this every single day until we have justice for every single person who has been a victim of the Islamic regime occupying Iran. So yeah, no, you cannot forget that incident. We won't allow you to forget this incident. And then look at, he's like, oh, I can't, right? Like, just, and then he's like, we should not have reached that point. Yeah, we shouldn't have, but you guys are a bunch of savage Muslim Nazis who are literally occupying Iran, and you're ruling by force. So this is what you guys do. This is jihad, right? This is jihad. This is how you guys operate. So I don't know what like, this is wild. But look at this. It continues. Like, the gaslighting is insane. And then he says, when the situation, he's referring to Iranians going out into the streets to, call for the overthrow of the Islamic regime. He's like, when the situation turned into a process of riot, it became difficult to properly distinguish friend from enemy. And things reached a point where very harsh events took place. Very harsh events. Okay. Do you mind telling us what those very harsh events were? What were those very harsh events that led to the mass slaughter of over 54,000 innocent unarmed Iranians on January 8 and 9? What were those harsh events? Do you see how they're whitewashing, right? They're trying to downplay their crimes against humanity. And then he continues. He says, this was the course of events. all those who had been martyred had lost their lives. Yeah, well, martyred. So, oh my gosh, like this is wild. Like, so he says shahid. Look.
جوریه تمام اونایی که شهید شده بودن.
So you know how he says shahid? So shahid is an Islamic term. Shahid is what the Muslims call someone who has died on the path of Allah, or, you know, whatever, right? So shahid is people, you know, Muslims who are murdered because they're fighting this holy war. We don't call our Iranian heroes shahid. We call them Javid Nam, right? So Javid means eternal, Nam means name. By the way, shahid is an Arabic word. Javid Nam is Iranian, right? So we call those Iranians who have been murdered by the Islamic regime Javid Nam, because they are the eternal heroes of Iran who have lost their lives on the path of fighting for freedom against these Muslim Nazis. So just the fact that Pezeshkian is referring to our Iranian freedom fighters as Shahid, like Shahid or whatever, that's an insult. Once again, they're trying to rewrite history, right? They're trying to erase the identity of Iranians, and they're trying to make it seem as if these are Iranians who lost their lives fighting for Allah, right? And it's literally the opposite. All those who had been martyred had lost their lives. And then he says, we asked for their national ID numbers. Okay, so someone is saying, so Silber B. Blick says, he doesn't mean the Iranian people, he's sorry for the Darkas. So actually, no, this is different. This is different. I played the whole thing. Normally, I would agree with you. I would normally agree with you, but in this particular instance, he's not talking about the Darkas. He's talking about the Iranians who lost their lives, and I'll explain why in a moment, because he directly refers to them. Okay, so like guys, but this is a very, very good observation. So I do want to point this out. Where was this comment again? So in any other scenario, 100%, this would be the correct analysis. Absolutely agree. Because whenever like Khamenei, Khabar Margesh, or all the Durkas, when they speak about, you know, the Patriots or the, you know, whatever, they're referring to the Durkas. In this case, he's not referring to the Durkas. He's referring specifically to the Iranian freedom fighters, but he's trying to erase and revise history. Okay, so, and I'll explain why in a moment. He's like, so anyway, he continues. He says, we asked for their national ID numbers. Yeah, as if like Iranians are gonna give you their national ID numbers. And then he says, if anyone had additional names, they could come forward and say so. Okay, so basically what he's saying is that we've asked for national ID numbers, right? Because as if basically what he's saying is that the Islamic regime literally can't keep track of how many people they have murdered. Okay, and he's like, if anyone who's family member has been murdered by us, right? He's like, anyone who's been murdered by us, they could come forward and say so. Why would they do that? Because when Iranians have come forward, you literally confiscate the bodies. And guys, there are still so many Iranians who are unaccounted for. We have so many news of like mass graves, mass unmarked graves. It's absolutely horrific. So many young Iranians are missing. But anyways, let's continue. And then he says, whew. And, oh, guys, so now he's talking about me and people like me. Okay, this is the interesting part. Then he's like, look at those people sitting abroad, presenting themselves as compassionate, presenting themselves as knowledgeable, and sometimes appearing so intellectual and scholarly that one might really believe them, right? So guys, he's basically referring to me and all the other Iranians out there, who are outside of occupied Iran, who are raising awareness about the January 8 and 9 massacre, Okay? And why thank you. Why thank you, Pizishkion, for saying that I appear intellectual and scholarly. I mean, to be honest, guys, it's not that difficult to appear intellectual and scholarly next to a Durka, right? Like, that's not even a fair fight. That's not even a fair fight. You could put like a cockroach next to a Durka, and the cockroach would still appear intellectual and scholarly. Okay, so I mean, it is a compliment, but at the same time, it's not that difficult to look intellectual and scholarly. But like, do you see how he's so now he's literally attacking those of us who are outside of occupied Iran, and we're raising awareness. We've been raising awareness about this, and they're attacking us, right? The guys, this is how threatened they are. This is how threatened they are. Remember, the Islamic regime has a huge propaganda machine, right? A huge propaganda network. They spend billions and billions of dollars on propaganda, whether it's, through their Pakistani and Bangladeshi bot accounts, whether it's, hiring journalists and pundits, whether it's through their, jihadi influence group in the United States, NIAC, the National Iranian American Council, or, other, like, numerous other ways, right? They literally invite, like, Pakistanis, Pakistani bloggers to go to Iran, occupied Iran, and make, like, videos about how everything is, like, just, normal. And it's not, right? It's not. But this is what the Muslim Nazis do. Oh, wait, so Guy is like, I hate your regime. I mean, first of all, it's not my regime, it's the Islamic regime. And yeah, I hate the Islamic regime as well. So if you hate the Islamic regime, then you're in the right place, right? Like, this is an anti-Islamic regime chat and live stream. So yeah, I'm glad you hate the Islamic regime. If you didn't hate the Islamic regime, I would probably ban you. Like, if you supported the Islamic regime, you would be in the wrong place right now, because we don't tolerate Muslim Nazis and we don't tolerate terrorists. So there you go. All right. Anyway, so now, guys, this is the right part, right? So he says, so the Durka jihadi Muslim Nazi is like, look at those people sitting abroad, yours truly and others, presenting themselves as compassionate, presenting themselves as knowledgeable, and sometimes appearing so intellectual and scholarly that one might really believe them. They took a figure of about 3,000 and turned it into 30,000 to 40,000. Okay, so going back to that comment from, oh gosh, I can't remember who it was now. There was like something Blick. So there was one person, I'm sorry guys, I'm terrible with names, can't remember, but that person, one of our viewers was, thinking that maybe Pezeshkian is speaking about the Durkas. So this is why I'm saying that he wasn't speaking about the Durkas in this particular statement, and he's speaking about the Iranians that the Islamic regime killed, because he's speaking about the Iranians who, okay, what's going on here? Anyway, so he's speaking about the Iranians murdered by the Islamic regime, and he's still trying to say, oh, there we go. It was, I understand you. Okay, see, there we go. See, so, okay, yes, I feel terrible, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm terrible with names. Like, I'm better at remembering faces. But I knew there was like a Blick in there somewhere. So there you go. Yeah, so this is what I mean. Because he's now trying to claim that me and, other Iranians who are outside of occupied Iran and are raising awareness about the, and of course, Morad Vaisi, right? So he's really, right? Like, he's really, really referring to Morad Vaisi here. Morad Vaisi is like the top geopolitical analyst and expert, right? So he's referring to Morad Vaisi and others because, guys, so every night, Morad Vaisi, let me remind you guys who Morad Vaisi is. So this is Morad Vaisi, top geopolitical Iran analyst and expert, right? Like everyone looks up to him. Just, amazing person, very smart, very educated. He goes live every evening, and as you can see, like I pretty much watch like all of his lives, sometimes numerous times. Anyway, so he goes live every evening, and then during each evening live, he spends a portion of his live streams reading out the names of Iranians murdered by the Islamic regime, okay, on January 8 and 9. And so far to date, he's the first one, guys. He's the original Durkha whisperer, right? Like he knows everything about the Islamic regime. He spills all the tea. But every live stream, Morad Vaisi, what he does is he reads out names of Iranians murdered by the Islamic regime, and he's been doing this. He's been doing this every day since the January 8 and 9 massacre. Okay, so just think about that. For basically 200, for however many months it's been, like 8 months. Yeah, guys, today is August 8th. Guys, today is the 8-month anniversary. Today is the 8-month anniversary. I don't know what other word to use, of the massacre and genocide of Iranian people, right? And every night for 8 months, Morad Vaisi has been reading out the names of Iranians executed by the Islamic regime. Let me actually go to like last night's portion, for example, so you guys can get a sense of this, right? So here we go. Okay, so
نکنید، برید سرنگونش کنید که اینم یک نکته‌ایه. اما اسامی جاویدنامه را خدمتتون بخونم، بعد بریم پرسش پاسخ.
So this is where he gets to reading the names of Iranians murdered by the regime.
از شما خواهش میکنم موقع اسامی جاویدنامه خونده میشه، اگه براتون ممکنه و مایلید به نشانه احترام بلند شید یا هر طور دیگه که دوست دارید ادای احترام کنید.
I can't stand up right now because I would be off screen. So I'm paying my respects by sharing this portion with all of you. So yeah, you guys. So these are the names that he read last night.
فرزند ایران و جانفدای میهن، جاویدنام فارس محسن آقا محمدی، 30 ساله، 15 دی، ارکواز ملکشاهی ایلام عزیز. فرزند
So guys, I'm not gonna like translate everything, but فرزند ایران و جانفدای میهن. So it's not Iranian son, it's child. So because we say فرزند ایران for both women and men, okay? So basically the way that he starts off, it's the same pattern. So he says فرزند ایران و جانفدای میهن, which means child of Iran and martyr of the homeland, and then he'll say the name of the person, and then he'll say their age. So Faris was 30 years old. This is the day, the month and the day, but this doesn't translate well to English because we have a different calendar system, right? So it's just like a different day, but this is around January 8 and 9. Guys, if in these numbers you see like 18 or day, like if you see 18 or 19 or day, that's January 8 and 9. And then this is the city, so Arghaz Malik Shahi, and then Elam is the province. Okay, so everyone is in Iran, but he'll always say فرزند ایران و جان فدای میهن. Then he'll say the name. Then he'll say their age. Then he'll say the day that they were murdered and lost their lives. And then he'll give the name of the city and the province. And then he always ends with like Aziz, and Aziz just means dear. So Ilam Aziz just means like the dear province of Ilam. Okay, so there you go. That's basically the pattern. And one thing that's really heartbreaking is whenever he reads the name of a child. So anyone who is under the age of 18, he reads their names 3 times. So if he reads a name 3 times, you know that that's a child that was murdered.
یا هر طور دیگه که دوست دارید ادای احترام کنید. فرزند ایران و جانفدای میهن، جاویدنام فارس محسن آقا محمدی، 30 ساله، 15 دی، ارکواز ملکشاهی ایلام عزیز. فرزند ایران و جانفدای میهن، جاویدنام رضا مرادی عبدالوند، 17 ساله، 17 ساله، 17 ساله، شاگرد صافکار.
Right, so there he said Reza's name, he said Reza's age 3 times, right? Because he was 17. So Reza Moradi Abdulvand was 17 years old, right? So this is, you know, like they're literally murdering our children.
فرزند ایران و جانفدای میهن، جاویدنام رضا مرادی عبدالوند، 17 ساله، 17 ساله، 17 ساله، شاگرد صافکار، 11 دی ازنای عزیز. فرزند ایران و جانفدای میهن، جاویدنام احسان اکبری مرادآبادی، 27 ساله، 18 دی عراق عزیز.
So 18 day, this is not translating properly. So 18 day, this is January 8th. So Ihsan was murdered on January 8th. The 17-year-old Reza, he was murdered 3 days later on January 11. And yeah, there you go.
فرزند ایران و جانفدای میهن، جاویدنام محسن آرمک، 35 ساله، 13 دی، هفشجان چهارمحال و بختیاری عزیز. فرزند ایران و جانفدای میهن، جاویدنام امیر حسین دولت آبادی فراهانی، 20 ساله، دانشجوی سال دوم رشته مهندسی صنایع دانشگاه عراق، 18 دی عراق عزیز. فرزند ایران و جانفدای میهن، جاویدنام وهاب حقیقی، 22 ساله، هنرمند و طبیعتگر، 19 دی مجروح شده، 14 فروردین بعد از چند ماه درد و رنج جانفدا شده، تهران عزیز. فرزند ایران و جانفدای میهن، جاویدنام سروش حافظ سلیمانی، 26 ساله، ورزشکار، رپر، 13 دی، هفشجان چهارمحال و بختیاری عزیز. فرزند ایران و جانفدای میهن، جاویدنام ایمان بهداری، 25 ساله، لیسانس تربیت بدنی، مربی فوتبال، 19 دی عراق عزیز. فرزند ایران و جانفدای میهن، جاویدنام سعید سفری کرد دهبالایی، 49 ساله، مربی و پیشکسوت فوتبال، 18 دی ایلام عزیز. و نفر آخر امشب، فرزند ایران و جانفدای میهن، جاویدنام علیرضا فریدوندی، 22 ساله، 19 دی بندرعباس عزیز. یاد همشون گرامی.
So yeah, this has been going on since January 8th. So every night without fail, Morad Vaisi, part of his live stream, he will read out the names of Iranians murdered by the Islamic regime. And, you know, just so far, just him, okay, just one person alone, in the last 8 months, he has read out over 4,000 names. And he still has like thousands of names that people have submitted to him, and he hasn't read them yet because before he reads a name, he wants to go and find information about them to say who they were, right? So he doesn't want to just put out like a name and a number, right? So as you can tell, for every name, he does background info on them. Like he asks for follow-up info because he wants to say who they were, right? Like one of them was a football coach, one was a rapper, one was an artist, right? One was 17 years old. So this has been going on for 8 months, right? And so this is why for us Iranians, it's so horrific when we hear people in, fake stream media who claim that, oh no, these were all Mossad agents or whatever, right? But anyways, going back to, excuse me, going back to the Durka garbage president of the Islamic regime, Pezeshkian, right? So the very fact that he's claiming they took a figure of about 3,000 and turned it into 30 or 40,000, and then incited people. This shows that how dishonorable and treacherous they are. So do you see how the Islamic regime gaslights? Do you see how they shift the narrative? It's very, very like, guys, this is what they've always been doing. Now, we Iranians, we're used to this, right? So whenever they speak this sort of like garbage jihadi nonsense, we don't buy it. We don't buy it. But this sort of language isn't meant for us. This is meant to appease their own supporters. This is also meant for international non-Iranian viewers, right? So this is basically their way of trying to whitewash the massacre of January 8 and 9 and the crimes against humanity. And remember, keep in mind, when he says, look at those people sitting abroad, presenting themselves as compassionate, knowledgeable, sometimes appearing so intellectual and scholarly, one might really believe them. Guys, I guarantee you, while he's saying that, he's thinking about Morad Vaisi, right? Because Morad Vaisi, again, top geopolitical analyst, and he is the original Durka whisperer, right? He is the original, where is it? This guy is the original Durka whisperer, and the Islamic regime hates him, right? They're threatened by him because Morad Vaisi has a lot of contacts, he has a lot of intel, he has a lot of people on the inside who share information with him, and he reveals all of the regime's secrets, right? So, and exposes them. And of course, he also reads the names of all of the Iranians murdered by the Islamic regime. So, guys, I guarantee, oops. Oh no, I stopped sharing my screen. Let me bring it back. Sorry, guys. So, I guarantee you this garbage Durka terrorist is saying, sometimes appearing so intellectual and scholarly. Yeah, he's referring to Morad Vaisi, 100%. They'll never bring him up by name, but of course that's what they're referring to here. So there you go. So I wanted to share that, just absolute insanity from this Durka jihadi president who is pretty much like trying to, he's pretty much trying to whitewash the crimes of the Islamic regime. And of course, let's get to some more Durka, right? Because remember guys, all of those people who claim that, oh, Iran is a free country, they're like, Iran is a free country, and all these Iranian freedom fighters, they don't know what they're talking about, and blah blah blah, they're all lying. Let's go to this Durka. Look, like, just look at his face. Look at his face. It's just absolute like garbage, right? Like just garbage people, garbage ideology, garbage religion. So let's see what this Islamic cleric, right? The mullah. So these are the turban heads, right? These are the ones who basically control, or used to control, the country. Of course, there's now a game of Durka, but anyways, so let's learn about their religion of peace. Why don't we? Why don't we learn about their beautiful religion of peace?
بیرهنگی کسی که برهنگی باید کشنش حکمش تضریبه و بعدش هم اگه تضریب گوش نکرد اصلاح داشت حکمش قتله اگر ما پس اومدیم یک جمعیت 50,000 نفری رو در تهران راه انداختیم تو خیابون ها اینا رو شدن به حرکت کردن و هر بی‌حجابی که رسیدن با تندی با او برخورد کردن تمام میشه دیگه
دولت مگه میذاره
خب همین دیگه اشکال سر همین وقتی که شما 50,000 نفر وارد عمل شدید دولت دیگه جرئت نمیکنه چون میدونه نفر بعدی خودشه همین بچه‌های حزب الله که تو خیابون هستن میذارن توی ارگان‌ها نهادها همون نگارا رو میگیرن شما میخواد بکنه دولت فعلی دولت شیطانی است اینا با چی در واقع حاکمن الان خاطر بیدینیشون مزدور آمریکا مزدور شیطانه موقعش میگم و پدر اینا هم در میارن منتها زمانی است که ما حداقل توی حزب الله 500,000 نفر نیرو داشته باشیم نیروی فداکار مثل همون مؤمن تاق که بگیم آقا حرکت کن به سمت تهران حرکت بکنه خب نداریم همین ما نیاز داریم به اینکه بچهای حزب الله هر چه سریعتر به تشکیلات حزب الله متصل بشن همه ارواحش هم بپذیرن طبیعتا ممکن خیلی باتون برخورد کنن خیلی هم کنن این اجزا هست ما چه اومدیم وسط میگیم البته غلط میکنن کاری بکنن پدرشون در میاد مگه کسی بخواد کاری بکنه اسلام اصلا همین در واقع ضربه خوردن ها و ضربه زدن ها تضریب بزننشون اگه کسی مقاومت کرد بکشنش فتوای من این
Okay, so guys, we have a new fatwa. We have a new fatwa. I feel like I should take a shot. I feel like I should take like a shot of alcohol or like I don't know, like a piece of bacon or something. We're like, oh, we have a new fatwa shot. Guys, honestly, if I was gonna take a shot every single time that one of these durkas came up with like a new fatwa, I would be like drunk 24/7. Anyway, so what is this durka saying? So this durka is saying cruelty. He's like, the one who acts with cruelty must be killed. He's like, the verdict is, so he's like, the one who acts with cruelty must be killed. Guys, he's referring to cruelty to Islam. Okay, so what he's saying is that anyone who is cruel to Islam or anyone who does not want Islam must be killed. He's like, the verdict is corporal punishment. And if they don't listen to the punishment, don't reform, the verdict is death, right? So he's basically saying anyone who opposes Islam must be murdered. And then he's saying, if, for example, suppose we started a population of 50,000 people in Tehran in the streets, they were told to move and any unveiled woman, oh, sorry. So basically, the translation's not totally accurate here, but basically what he's saying is that, like, if there was like a group of people and they told women who don't wear the hijab, right? So I'm an unveiled woman, by the way, right? So I'm an unveiled woman. So he's saying that, like, you know, let's say like a unveiled women treated harshly any person that told those women that they have to wear hijab, it would be over. It would be over, right? So basically what he's saying is that the fact that Iranian women right now are fighting back against the Islamic regime by not covering their hair, he's like, that's a problem and that's cruelty to Islam. That's cruelty to Islam. Remember? Guys, keep in mind, in 1963, when the Shah of Iran gave Iranian women the right to vote, that's what started all this Durka jihadi nonsense in the first place, because the Muslim Nazis were unhappy that Iranian women not only didn't have to cover their hair, but, oh no, now the Shah of Iran gave Iranian women the right to vote, and the Durkas considered that cruelty to Islam, right? That's un-Islamic. Women should not have the right to vote because in Islam, a woman is only, I don't know if I should say this. I mean, I kind of mentioned this before, but I mean, you know what? I mean, this is a family-friendly show, but I mean, there's nothing really family-friendly about Islam, but I mean, it is educational. So in Islam, a woman is only worth, so a woman's worth in Islam is the equivalent of a man's left testicle. Yeah. That's why the Muslims don't view women as equals, because in their religion, Islam equates a woman has the same worth as a man's left testicle. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. So yeah, guys. Do you want yeah, let me give you a little bit of let me give you an Islamic law lesson, okay? So guys, this is literally Sharia law. So anyone who says they want Sharia law, this is what they advocate for, right? So there's a legal calculation of blood money. The life of a woman is legally set at half that of a man, or 50 camels. So a man is valued at 100 camels. A woman is only valued at 50 camels, okay? So there you go. Then there's a specific ruling on testicles. So the left versus right rule. According to certain historical Shia traditions, the Hadith, remember guys, Hadith is like, it's like Islamic law. It's commonly accepted Islamic law. So according to Shia Hadith and legal codes, remember the Durkas, right? The Durkas occupying Iran are Shia. Okay, they're Shia Muslims. So injuring a man's left testicle carries a heavier financial penalty because it was traditionally and incorrectly believed to be the primary source of, sperm or male offspring. Under Article 665 of Iran's Islamic Penal Code, severing or destroying the left testicle carries a penalty of 2/3 of a full man's dia. So guys, anyone who injures the left testicle of a man in Iran, they have to pay 66.6% camels. But if you injure the right testicle, you only pay 33.3 camels. Guys, this is actual law. This is the law. This is the law, right? This is the law of the Islamic regime right now. I'm not making this up, okay? Anyways, and then when critics and human rights activists evaluate these two standalone legal formulas side by side, they point out the mathematical paradox. A woman's life compensation is 50 camels. A man's left testicle is 66.6 camels, right? So, guys, this is what I mean. When I say that a woman in Islam is worth less than a man's left testicle. Why? Because if a woman is murdered, the valuation of her life is only 50 camels. But if a man's left testicle is injured, right? Even if you just injure the left testicle, that's worth 66.6 camels. So there you go. Welcome to Islamic Sharia law. Yeah, well, welcome to Islam, right? Yeah. Under Article 665 of Iran's Islamic Penal Code. Anyway, there you go. So why is one testicle worth more than the other? I don't know, because according to Muslims, a man's left testicle carries a heavier financial penalty because it was traditionally believed to be the primary source of sperm or male offspring, even though that's totally incorrect. But for some reason, I don't know, there you go. So yeah. So guys, now when I tell you that a woman's life is worth less than a man's left testicle in Islam, this is what I'm talking about, right? So going back to the Durkas now. Going back to the Durkas. Where is this? Wait, there we go. Okay. So now going back to the Durkas. So as you can see, this is why he feels threatened by the fact that women are uncovering their hair, right? And he says if women don't cover their hair and they fight back, then it will be over already, right? The Islamic regime will be over. And then he says, and then this is the wild part, okay? So he just looks a bunch of like just garbage. And then he's speaking about how they need more Hezbollah supporters and they need Hezbollah in the streets in order to come out and oh, someone's like, I don't think he's ever met a woman before. No, actually, I guarantee you this Durka, he has at least 4 wives and a bunch of concubines. Yeah, like he has, like he's, like these people are filthy. Like they're filthy. They're like, you know, ridden with like STDs. Like it's really nasty. Like these are really gross people. And I guarantee you he's had like numerous wives, right? Because not only do they have their 4 wives, but then they also have sire. Sire is like a temporary wife, right? So it's basically like Islamic prostitution. So yeah, he's had multiple women. It's disgusting. And the reason that they have multiple women is because they're, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's like married to like a 9-year-old. Like it's disgusting. These people are vile, right? Anyway, so he continues, and then but this is the crazy part, okay? So now this Durka, so this is where it gets into the game of Durka, okay? So now we're getting back into the game of Durka because he let's see if I can find him on the Boom Boom Bingo sheet. He must be on the Boom Boom Bingo sheet somewhere. Is he not on the Boom Boom Bingo sheet? Because we may have just activated a Durka who's not actually on the Boom Boom Bingo sheet, guys. Okay, so his name, where is it? His name is Mohammed Bagher Kharazi. Mohammed Bagher Kharazi. What a name. Anyways, I'm looking at the Boom Boom Bingo sheet. I don't see him here. I don't see him. Which means we may have just activated like a new Durka who is, let's see, Nouri, Larijani, Shirazi. Honestly, like they all look the same. They all have that like inbred look anyway, right? So it's really hard to like find them. Look. And guys, if I have to look through these faces zoomed up, you have to suffer with me. You know, he won't be here. He won't be on the IRGC. He won't be there. Okay. So this Durka is not on the Boom Boom Bingo sheet. But anyways, there's so many Durkas, right? Like if we were gonna make a Boom Boom Bingo sheet with like he's the Uncharted Durka, the Uncharted Durka. There you go. But anyway, so guys, this is where it gets to like the wild, crazy part. So now he's actually calling out the current Islamic regime. Okay, so he's calling out the current system. Well, not the system, like the people who are ruling it. So he's calling out like Ghalibaf and Pezeshkian and like these people and, you know, whoever's left here. Like he's calling out Mujtaba, whether or not he's dead or alive, you know, remains to be seen. We have no idea. But he's calling out the current system. And guys, this is how wild it is, okay? Like, let me just pull this over here so I can make this bigger so that you guys can actually see these subtitles. So, this is how crazy these people are, okay? This Durka is so insane and so, like, Muslim Nazi terrorist that he thinks that the current dictatorship occupying Iran is an evil government because let's get to it. So why do you think that he is saying the current Islamic regime is an evil government? And he's like, because their lack of religion, right? So what this Durka Nazi Muslim terrorist imam, right? This so-called, remember guys, these are the spiritual leaders of, like, these are the holy clerics in Islam, right? Right, just disgusting people. But what he says is that the Islamic regime is evil because they lack religion. So he's saying that they're not Islamic enough. He's like, they're not Islamic enough. He's like, we need more Islam. We need more Islam. And then he says, they are the mercenary of America and mercenary to the devil, right? So basically, right? So guys, remember, Game of Durka has intensified, right? When I tell you that the Islamic regime is collapsing because all the Durkas are infighting, this is what I'm talking about. This one is now openly claiming that the current Islamic regime is the mercenary of the United States, and basically, you know, that means they're the mercenary of the devil, because the United States is, of course, known as the Great Satan to these Muslim Nazis. And guys, he has a black turban. What does a black turban mean? Who remembers what the black turban means? There we go. Dominic got it. Family of Momo. Yes, Momo. James got it. Muhammad. Nathaniel got it. Yep. Arrowhead. Yeah, direct descendant. Mo lineage, kin to Muhammad. Yes. No. So, the black turban and the white turban, they're both mullahs, but the black turban signifies that they are from the bloodline of Muhammad. So this guy who's currently occupying Iran, and saying that Iran is not Islamic enough, he's an Arab, right? He's a descendant of Muhammad, and he should go back to Saudi Arabia where he belongs, right? Because Muhammad and Islam and Arabs come from Saudi Arabia, so this Tazi should just go back to Saudi Arabia and leave the rest of us alone, right? And he's not hiding the fact, right? He's not hiding the fact that he's an Arab, right? So I don't know, man. Just go back to Saudi Arabia, take your religion with you, and just leave the rest of us alone. Anyways, let's continue. So then, after calling the current Islamic regime the mercenary of America and mercenary of the devil, and then he's like, if he's like, I will say and I will tear these people apart. And then he's like, it is when we have at least 500 in Hezbollah. So now he's basically lamenting over the fact that they don't have enough support in Hezbollah, blah, blah, blah. And then I want to get to the last part there, right? So then he says, he's like, of course they would be wrong to do anything against the Islamic regime. And then he says, I will destroy them if anyone wants to do anything, right? So now this religious man, remember, these clerics, these are the clerics of Islam, right? These are the Muslim version of priests or rabbis, right? So, and I hate to use that comparison because I don't know of any priest or rabbi that openly advocates for murdering people, but that's pretty much the comparison, right? This is the Muslim version of a priest, okay? So imagine if you went to church and you're in church and then all of a sudden the priest basically starts saying that anyone who doesn't agree in Christianity, I will destroy them, right? Imagine you go to like a Sunday service, and you know the priest goes up and starts speaking, and he's like, anyone who is against Christianity, I will destroy them, I will kill them. Could you imagine anything like that happening? I certainly can't. Or, you know, any other religion, by the way, right? Kenny Ojo says, I'd be confused and think I'd accidentally walked into a mosque. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, right? I mean, I would be very confused as well. So, there you go. So now you have this so-called religious cleric who is saying, I will destroy them if anyone wants to do anything. Welcome to Islam. Welcome to Sharia law, right? This is what we Iranians have been dealing with, not just for the last 47 years, but for the last 1400 years, right? But this is who they are, and they're not hiding the fact. Anyways, then he continues, and he says, it is Islam. And in fact, these very beatings and striking back, incitement, beating them. So basically he says that this is Islam, right? So he's like, Islam allows for Muslims to beat, strike back, and of course he says if anyone resists, kill them too. So basically what he's saying is that if anyone resists Islam, you are allowed to murder them, okay? So this Durka is saying that the current Islamic regime occupying Iran is not Islamic enough. They have become the mercenaries of the United States, and he thinks that the country needs to become more Islamic, and anyone who resists should be murdered, because that's what Islam says, and that's what they have to do. So, welcome to Sharia law. Okay. I'm telling you guys, there's never a quiet day. Okay. Now, guys, we're going to get to Durka News Network. I have Durka News Network. So, one of the talking garbage bags. Let me fix this here. One of the talking garbage bags on the Durka News Network interviewed someone, and they're speaking about Hamas. And I'll play the whole thing, and then I'll go back and I'll read it again. And guys, by the way, for all of our Israeli and Jewish viewers, whether you're in the live stream or you're watching the replay, guys, Israel, pack it up, because what I'm about to share with you, it's over, guys. It's over. Hamas and the Durkas, they've won. They've won their jihad. So Israel, just pack it up and just give up.
آیا واقعا حماس به دنبال این هست که سلاحاش رو زمین بگذاره؟
هرگز. ببینید سلاح یک ابزار مقاومتی مشروع در چارچوب قوانین بین المللی، چون ما
چرا لهجت اینقدر عوضیه؟ بی سواد. Oh my god, like his accent. خاک تو سرت با این لهجه بی سوادت.
قوانین بین المللی، چون ما زیر نیروهای اشغال زندگی میکنیم. غزه از 67 میلادی به بعد همون کران بختری مناطق اشغالی هست، لذا که ما به نظر ما کل فلسطین زیر اشغاله، ولی که طبق قوانین بین المللی حتی مناطق 67 میلادی زیر اشغاله، لذا که حق اون مردم این جامعه دفاع از خودش به هر راه، به هر اوزار، به هر وسیله، بجز آنها سلاح. ولی که باید مسئولین ما و حکومت‌های ما در منطقه بفهمند این یک فرصت تاریخیه، فرصت طلایی. این شهدا، این رهبران، این کودکان رو به ما تهیه کردن، باید این فرصت رو احتمال بکنیم و جلو بریم برای آزادی فلسطین و نابودی این غده سرطانیه. اسرائیل سبب و دلیل اصلی تنش و عدم استقرار در کل منطقه و در کل جهان.
Oh my god, did you see that? The Muslim Nazis are literally blaming Israel. Do you see how insane these people are? They're literally the occupying invaders. They're literally the terrorists. They're literally waging war against everyone. But then they have the audacity to claim that Israel, I'm Israel Chai, by the way. They have the audacity to claim that Israel is the root cause. Oh, really? Okay, so the root cause isn't the fact that you guys have invaded the Middle East and forced your religion on everyone, right? That's not the root cause. The root cause is not the fact that, I don't know, you guys literally want to expand Islam and, you want to create this like Islamic caliphate and, destroy every other country and nation, right? Who killed over 50,000 innocent Iranians, by the way, on January 8 and 9? Right? So there you go. Like, but do you see, guys, everything that they talk about is a projection, okay? Everything that they say, right? So they're like, eradicate this cancerous growth. They are the cancer. Guys, I've been saying this for a very long time now. The Islamic regime is a cancer. Everything they say, they're projecting, okay? So they are the cancerous growth. And then this is also the part I want to share with you guys really quick. He also says, we must turn this moment into an opportunity to liberate Palestine, okay? Palestine. Remember, when he says liberate Palestine, he's not referring to Gaza and Judea and Samaria, okay? He's not referring to that. He's referring to all of Israel. And he actually says that. Listen to this. So he says, an opportunity to liberate Palestine.
احتمال بکنیم و جلو بریم برای آزادی فلسطین و نابودی این غده سرطانی. این یک فرصت تا لذا که حق اون اشغالی هست. میلادی به بعد.
It was here, okay? So he says, we are living under occupation. You guys are literally the occupiers. You are the occupiers. You are the Tazis. You are the occupiers. Go back to Saudi Arabia or I don't know, whatever country you guys came from and leave the rest of us alone.
زندگی میکنیم. غزه از 67 میلادی.
Okay, so here he says Gaza and it's not the West Bank, guys. It's Judea and Samaria. So Gaza and Judea and Samaria have been recognized as occupied territories since 1967.
بعد همون کران بختری مناطق اشغالی هست. لذا که
and then here, see, this is the part. He says, though we view all of Palestine as occupied. Okay, guys, this is really, really important. This is very important. So whenever you see all of those like pro-Palestine, like garbage terrorists in, in the streets of, whatever North American city or European city, and they're like, free Palestine, end the occupation. They're not referring to Gaza or Judea and Samaria. They're referring to Israel, right? It's basically code for eradicating Israel, okay? And this is what they actually mean, right? Like when they're speaking in English, they try. Oh no, there is the letter P in the Persian alphabet. There's no letter P in Arabic. That's why I don't actually say the word whatever. I say Palestine because Palestine is a fake country and fake identity. So I'm not going to call it with the P word because I'm not going to legitimize a fake country. So yeah, that's why I call it Palestine. So Palestine. But no, we have the letter P in Persian. We do. And I call it Palestine because, guys, I also call it Palestine on the news. So whenever I'm in the news and someone asks me about the situation there, I specifically will say Palestine. So there you go. So, but this is what I want to point out, right? So these jihadis, they claim that all of, Palestine, which is their fake country and their fake jihadi whatever, is occupied, which is basically code for eradicating Israel. So the next time that, you see these Palestinian jihadis or Durkas or whatever in your countries, and they're like, oh, no, free Palestine and the occupation, right? They're not referring to Gaza or Judea and Samaria. They're literally referring to Israel, right? That's code for let's eradicate Israel. And, they will be coy about it in English, sometimes, not all the time. A lot of them just don't care anymore. And, they're just the Durkas, they're so like consumed by their hatred. They're like, oh la la la, death to Israel, right? Anyways, but as you can see, they view all of Palestine as occupied, and so they're claiming that Israel. By the way, Jewish people are literally the indigenous people in that area, right? So they're claiming that the indigenous people of that area are the occupiers, and that the Arab Muslims who came from the Saudi Arabian Peninsula, they're claiming that the Arab Muslims are somehow the native people of Israel. Yeah. Oh, okay. Very interesting. Given the fact that Israel has existed for thousands of years before the invention of their religion, right? So Israel existed for thousands of years before Islam was invented. But anyways, I digress. Who cares about historical facts when you follow a religion where a woman is worth less than is worth less than a man's left testicle, right? I mean, when your religion, oh, by the way, guys, the whole like a woman is worth less than a man's left testicle, remember, that's Shia Islam. And guess which American politician is a follower of Shia Islam? Zoran Mamdani. So there you go. Fun fact. The mayor of New York City actually believes that a woman is worth less than the left testicle of a man because that is in his religion. So there you go. Isn't diversity and multiculturalism such a beautiful thing? Oh, yeah. Anyways, so there you go. This is what I wanted to to point out to all of you guys. So the Durkas, after everything that's going on, they are still going after Israel, right? They're still going after Israel, and they just they can't stop. Now, there are news, guys. I want to share this as well. I think, did I see this on Instagram or did I see this somewhere else? I can't recall. I can't recall. I saw this last night. I don't know if it's in my list because it was just breaking news. I don't think it's here, but there was some new kotlets. And these kotlets are not necessarily from the Boom Booms. The kotlets are, I think, they're from the Iranian freedom fighters. I think the one I saw last night, and I saved it, I think it was on, yeah, it was on Instagram that I saw it. Let me pull this up for you guys. Give me one moment. I'm going to pull this up because this is worth it. This is a good one. Oh man, it's going to be so good when I share this. It's on Instagram. Saved. I think it was under saved. All posts. Okay. I have a lot of saved posts on Instagram because every single post that I see where people are sharing videos or images of Iranians murdered by the Islamic regime, I just save them. I save them so that I have like a historical memory, and I can always just, guys, I literally spend some of my spare time. I go back and I look at all the videos. I have a few that I want to share with you guys as well, but let me go. I want to share this. Where did I put this? I saved it. I know I saved this. No, more, your activity. کجا رو دیدم؟ یه مدا کشته شد. There was like this. Oh, I found it. I have found it. Okay, so. So, guys, apparently, this مدا حمیدرضا رجبزاده مدا سرکوبگر توسط افراد ناشناس کشته شد. So guys, oh, my browser lost connection to screen share audio. Okay, I need to reshare my screen because this is important, because we're about to, I'm about to share some Durka music with you guys. Who can remember? Okay, Iranians, you can't answer this question because that's cheating. Non-Iranians, who remembers what a madda is? This one's gonna be tough. This one's gonna be a tough one. So I won't fault you if you don't get it. But who remembers what a madda is? Yes! Oh my gosh, look at this. Wow, Nathaniel. Wow, guys. Okay. Class, whoever wants to like ace your pop quizzes, make sure that you're sitting next to Nathaniel or Karen. Karen Fort got it. Yeah, Madda. The Durka singers. There you go. Nathaniel. Wow, guys, we literally have such a high IQ chat. So Madda is, so it's like, I guess the way it would be spelt in English is M-A-D-D-A. Like that, I guess. Madda. I don't know. Madda. But they are literally the Durka singers. They are the Durka singers. And, wow, Nathaniel. My gosh. Okay, if you know, guys, this is why everyone should come early to class and make sure wherever Nathaniel sits, Nathaniel or Karen Fort, find seats next to them so that you guys can cheat off of them during pop quiz time, right? But yes, he is a Durka singer. So let me pull something up here for you guys, and I'll show you who these Durkas are, okay? Let me grab a good video. Yep. Why is this video restricted in my country? What? Wow, so the Durka singer has been banned on Instagram. Apparently it's like a human rights thing. Interesting. All right, but guys, I will find a video. So this is the Durka singer. Okay, this is not a video. Where's the video? Oh, I want a video. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me go to, maybe I'll find, I want one specifically of him. There's a lot of Durka singers, but I want specifically him. Let's see if I can find one. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, I can't do the whole thing. But this is so this Durka singer, we got news yesterday that he was sent to hell. He was sent to hell by unknown people. So this is the Durka singer. So I don't know. They're singing over one of their dead Arab warlords, right? So he's at like, oh, I think this is Imam Reza. So this is like Reza, I think. So they're at the shrine of Reza in Mashhad, and you know, everyone's like wailing. They're like, oh no, like, oh, dead Arab warlord, let's all cry. And then he was like one of the biggest promoters of the Islamic regime. He was one of the Islamic regime's biggest Durka singers, right? And of course, he supports, or I should say he supported the murder of Iranian people. So remember, guys, the Islamic regime, it's a totalitarian system, and there are many different aspects of it, right? So every single person within the system plays a role. So this Durka singer, his role, yeah, did they play his music in shirtless Durka class? Yeah, absolutely. That's what they do, right? So he's He's definitely one of like the shirtless male Durka club singers. Oh yeah. Guys, so this is like the jihadi version of, guess, I don't know, like a DJ or something, right? So, I don't know, or whatever. Anyway, so he did a lot of Durka singing, and he was apparently, well, not apparently, he was sent to hell yesterday. So that's some good news. So one more Durka sent to hell. And let me just get the translation here for you. So it says Hamid Reza Rajabzadeh, the praiser. So that's not praiser. That's it's maddah, but pretty much the same thing. Like Durka singer, but yeah, he also supported the Islamic movement. So Hamid Reza Rajabzadeh, who was the Durka singer of the oppressor means the Islamic regime, was killed by unknown people. Hamid Reza Rajabzadeh, a government praiser or maddah, and member of Basij. Remember, guys, so the Basij are the paramilitary, voluntary people who literally volunteer to murder Iranians in the name of Allah and Islam and jihad, right? So he is one of the people that went out and murdered Iranians on January 8 and 9. So literally a Muslim Nazi, right? And this is what they do, right? By day, they do their weird Islamic jihadi whatever, and then at night they go out and they murder Iranians. So this is why we're happy that he has been sent to hell where he belongs, garbage Muslim Nazi. And he was part of the oppressive forces in the 1404 uprising. So guys, 1404, that translates to 2026, okay? This is the Islamic calendar year. And he has been killed and sent to hell by unknown people. He was missing for 2 weeks until his body was identified. Oh, wow. 15 what? Some sources say he was removed according to internal flows. Okay, so let me just, the translation's not the greatest here. 15 Mordad. What's 15 Mordad? Guys, let me just translate 15 Mordad so I can get you the exact date there, okay? Because this is the date, and you have to, I apologize, like my calendar conversion is not just like off the top of my head. I can literally never do that, so let's just, but guys, there's actually a very useful website. So if anyone ever needs to translate a date from Iranian into English, you can do that here. So the month right now is Mordad, and it was the 15th. Normal year, calculate. So August 6th. Okay, so that I put in like 15 Mordad, and it turns out to August 6th. So basically, what this news is telling us is that this Durka singer, he was missing for 2 weeks, and then his corpse was found, and his corpse was identified on August 6th. So there you go. And the news just came out 15 hours ago. So there you go. Some good news. Another dead Durka. And not just a Durka singer, he's a Basij. Remember, the Basij are the paramilitary volunteer Durkas who go out and murder Iranians, right? And the Basij, they're all armed, and they're not even paid. Guys, the Basij are not paid, right? It's voluntary. Like, that's how evil they are. The Basij, they literally volunteer to go and murder Iranians in the name of Islam, okay? That's how evil these people are. So I'm glad he's gone. May we get more. Then you can see all the Iranians are like Khosh Khabar Bashi, which Khosh Khabar Bashi means I hope you always bring us good news. And guys, who knows who this is? Who remembers who this person is? Hamid Fard. We don't know. We don't know the details surrounding his death. All we know that he was found dead, and apparently he was murdered. by unknown people. He could have been murdered by the Islamic regime. He could have been murdered by other people. We have no idea. But all we know is that he's a Muslim Nazi. So, the only good Nazi is a dead Nazi. So, we're all happy. There you go. Michelle got this. Yes. So the person who commented here, yes, that's Takbir. That's Hamid Fard. Yes. Yep, Hamid Fard. So, great guy. And he does have an Instagram, so you can always check out his videos and his songs on his Instagram account as well. And he's very active on the Instagram stream. As you can see, Iranians are pretty much happy, so there you go. Like, everyone's just like celebrating. So these are all the comments and responses to and even I put like I put a high five thing. This is me, so I'm just like, high five! And 526 likes. There you go, guys. So, as you can tell, we Iranians, we're pretty... Oh, Yakhchal bara arzishi. Guys, this is so funny. So this Yakhchal means refrigerator, and then bara arzishi. So, guys, what they're calling this is, they're calling this a durka refrigerator. So, arzishi is what we call durkas in Persian. In Iranian, okay? So in our own language, we don't call them durkas, we say arzishi. So this, and guys, this has like almost 1.5 thousand likes, okay? So guys, I'm telling you, Iranian humor is next level. So someone posted, the news of, to the news of this durka being boom-boomed, and they're like, refrigerator for durkas. So this is a durka refrigerator. There you go. And then of course, this person is like, congratulations, with like, the dancing thing. And then, and someone's like, amuye nashanasaman tashakkor. So guys, you already know what amu means. Amu means uncle. So nashanas means anonymous. So this person is like, to our anonymous uncle, thank you. Clap, 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 clap. And then this person's like, bishbad, clap, clap, which means like, thank you for bringing, good news to us. And then, anyways, there you go. So, and then someone's like, nashanas, and then they're like anonymous, and then kissy face and the heart hands, right? So now and akhesh means like, thank God, or not thank God. It's more like, right? It's kind of like a sigh of relief. Anyways, there you go. So, yeah. And then someone's like, Amuyam harki hasti damit gam, which means, uncle, whoever you are, thank you. Thank you. There you go. So, that's one news of a durka that's been sent to hell. I did the Hamas one already. I'm going to have to end the live stream soon. But you know what? I think actually this is probably a good place to end it. I didn't realize we're already at like over 2 hours, and I have to take a quick break. But I will be back for tonight's evening live stream, where we're going to go over the current situation on the Goldie show when it comes to the boom booms and everything happening there. So let me get to your questions and comments before I end today's live stream. Rose became a new member. Welcome, Rose. Welcome to Goldie's Gang. And I just have to say, I love your name. It's a beautiful name. And then we have Push Up says, was January 8 and 9 bigger than the 80s massacres? Yes, it was. So in the 1980s, when the Islamic regime was murdering Iranians, it's probably somewhere between 30,000 to 40,000 Iranians that were murdered. But that was also over the course of about 5 or 6 years. Okay, so the massacres in the 80s, about 5 or 6 years of systemic killings. And it reached 30 to 40,000. Now, prior to January 8 and 9, the 1980s massacre, that was the largest massacre of the Islamic regime, massacre by the Islamic regime of the Iranian people. that is until January 8 and 9, where in the span of 2 days, they mass murdered over 54,000 Iranians. Numbers probably closer to 100,000. So yeah, the January 8 and 9 massacre is much, much bigger, right? It's much bigger. And the time frame is also very, very much shorter, right? Again, the 80s massacre was about 5 or 6 years. This one was 2 days, and they're still murdering. But that's a very good question, Push-Ups. Thank you for asking that. And Push-Ups, so he's the Durka version of Pete Seeger. I don't know who Pete Seeger is, but maybe, yes? I'm not sure. Let me look up Pete Seeger. Sorry. No, he's not the Durka version of Pete Seeger. I don't know. He would be like, okay, oh, you know what? So he's like the Durka version of like a gospel singer. Okay, so you know how there's gospel singers, and then but Christian songs are beautiful, right? Christian songs are about light and love and laughter and just praise the Lord and things like that. Like, it's just beautiful stuff. That dead Durka, he basically sings like jihadi songs. So the Islamic version is all about like jihad and death and destroying Israel and destroying the infidel and destroying the United States and stuff like that. So he's definitely not a folk singer. We have Iranian folk singers who are Iranian, and they sing Iranian songs and Iranian music. That's like the Islamic jihadi Durka version of like a gospel singer, let's say. There you go. So, all right. Okay, guys. So I want to thank all of you for tuning in to today's edition of Iran Revolution Live. I'll be back in a couple of hours to go over tonight's geopolitical analysis with everything happening between the United States and Israel on one side, and of course the Islamic regime occupying Iran on the other. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. As always, I'm Israel Chai. God bless America, Javid Shah, and Payanda Iran. I'll see all of you guys very soon.
غرق انقلاب است. کشور ما، تاریخ ما در سیدگر فرا گرفته، گویی اهورا مستا دوباره در نور خود مرا گرفته. اشکم سرودی سر میدهم باز فارغ از رنج و تشویش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. هن ای پدر، هن ای پسر، برخیز و باماش و هنگام، تا درد آن تجربه تلخ ما را نکشیده در خواب. بگذار هر دم بغرند گرگ‌ها دم لباس میش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ای کارگر، ای برزگر، راحت کنون ادامه دارد در این زمان که پرتو یزدان از هر سو بر تو میبارد. پس پیش به سوی آزادی از بحر خزر تا کیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. خلق‌ها به پا بهر دفاع از استقلال و آزادی، تا بشکنیم پشت ارتجاع تیریزی ویران آبانی تا زنده سازیم سنت‌های می از بر آیین و کیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش
با امید روزی که تمام این دلگشو و انقلاب تموم بشه و ما در روشنایی، نور و سعادت مردم کشورمون غرق بشیم.
نه خارجی نه بیگانه نه مستشارهای ویرانی نه چیر خاران نه کاسه لیسان فقط هم رزمان ایرانی ما با شرافت میهنی بسازی بهر فرزندان خویش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش مردان بیایید داخل صف ما اکنون که آغاز رویاست دشمنان بدانید ما زنده هستی بعد از ما هم ایران پابرجاست آن روح شیطان ما را فریب داد با صد شعار مردمیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش پرچم ما پرچم ایران غرق خون شهیدان روی شانه هامان هم میکنیمش در هر خیابان و میدان تا ماسک دلغکان را برداریم از روی تسبیح و ریش ایران غرق